Hello, everybody. Betsy and Stacey here, and we have a great topic where we're going to talk about some invisible fears that are keeping you stuck. Um, there's more than you think. Gosh, everyone just thinks it's like, what should I eat? Should I eat carbs? Like, how much should I be doing? Like, just tell me like the exact what to do, and think that's what's like stopping them. But there's some definite fears that people don't realize are there that will totally get in the way forever and ever and ever. So we want to definitely address these today. Before we dive into that, I want to just be super duper clear that we do have a 3-day metabolic reset going on. It's like spring into summer. It's like just a tricky season going on where it's like all of a sudden this time flies. And for us, like Stacey and I have kids where they're in school and it's like all of a sudden like school's about to end because we're in Florida. We counted it on the calendar, 30 actual days or 31 days left. And it's like, it's just about to be chaos. And then it goes into summer of just, obviously lots of things going on. And I just feel like it's a whirlwind when people start to really mess up. So we wanted to hit it early this year. We didn't want to just be like, oh, it's, end of May, let's do this. No, like we are getting started in April because we don't want anything to be stressful. We want this process to be like where you're in control and you have a plan for the future and you can get organized physically and mentally. So Stacey's going to put a link in our post here to where you can sign up for it because it's one of those things you do have to sign up for. And we will give you all the details and the links and everything, but it's a 3-day. It's not a huge commitment. It's just, it's gonna be like 30 to 60 minutes for these 3 days. It is going to be on April 16th, 17th, and 18th, which is like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's at the lunch hour. If you can't make it, I totally get it. A lot of people work and they're like, there's no way I'm coming. It's fine if you can't set that time aside. You can totally watch the replays and we'll give you all the information, the summaries, and there's a lot of cool prizes that we do offer. So spring into summer, it's a 3-day metabolic reset or roadmap that we're trying to set for you and your busy lives for you to gain control. So definitely sign up for that because that's our kind of big thing happening next week. But we're going to dive in now for the 3 invisible fears that may be keeping you stuck. Okay. And Stacey and I do a lot of chats with new people. We do free consultations all the time. It's called our Metabolism Mastery Call. And we get to know people and we see these a lot. So
Yep.
let's dive into the first one. I think a common question fear is like, how will I know this will work? Like, like nothing else did
Yeah, nothing
before.
else is gonna work. So and then let's address why nothing else is actually working. Can we
Mhm.
address that?
Yeah, yeah,
So, what are
100%.
your thoughts as to why nothing else is working?
Well, it's usually something drastic. Most people are going for more of a quick fix. And so those kinds of ways are very stressful for the body. And so when we're trying to heal the hormones and the metabolism and your adrenals, and people are always doing something that is sabotaging their adrenals and their metabolism, obviously there's never, a positive answer at the end. Um,
Mhm.
and then some people are just disorganized. Like
Yeah, I
they
think,
like, I don't even know how to
yeah,
menu plan. I never even thought about like how to do it properly and get organized for my whole future ahead of me,
I
you
think
know?
it's two things. I think it's extremes, like you just talked about. You're doing something really extreme. And then two is like if they were to do something more moderate, like they won't stick with it, is like a big. And the reason you won't stick with it is because you're trying to use motivation and willpower.
Mhm.
And and really when people start to see some results, they're like, "Oh, this is working." And then they just sort of like take like one or two habits off.
Yeah.
And because, oh, well, I'm seeing success finally. So like, and then like they backslide and then they're like, nothing works, if that makes, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and it comes down to that they're not being coached. It's not personalized for
mhm.
them.
Yeah.
They're doing something in a way that's not as sustainable. Like it's sustainable for a short period of time, but if they really don't know the whys, they don't know how to truly be healing for the metabolism, and they don't know what their body really needs. And it's definitely, if it's not personalized for them and what their lifestyle's like, or their personality, let's just say they're a perfectionist, and like they just has to be right or they quit. There's just so many things going on there. So obviously that's why like our program is so different, and why I like to think that we are so much more special is just because we want to conquer all of that. You know, our program is super duper personalized because it's 3 to 6 months of coaching where we get to know you. We get to know what's going on in your everyday life. You know, are you retired or do you have 3 kids at home? You know, or again, personality, like, are you a procrastinator or are you like the go-getter? Or like, it's just we need to know lots about you and your lifestyle to figure this out. And what's your diet history and like what's going on in your body? You know, do you have an autoimmune disease or diabetes or nothing going on? Just need to drop a few pounds. So when we get to know you, we're able to personalize things truly for you. And a big part of that is like we want to get you organized for the future. You know, it's our coaching program is just very foolproof where we're able to really get you in a good place physically and mentally so that you want to move forward.
So if really the big fear is like, is this going to work? Like, what would be your response to somebody like that? To me, it's like, you have to trust the process. You know what I mean? It's like you can't just be like, well, it's definitely going to work and I can guarantee that because I don't know how much effort somebody's going to put in. I don't know how much, you know what I mean? I don't know how much they're going to stick to it. We're here to help them with that and we're here to coach them through that and make a lot of breakthroughs and realizations and all that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
if you're super guarded and you just keep expecting things to not work, like we definitely have some leads.
Mhm.
They're like so gun shy because they've been traumatized by like other things
Mhm.
they tried to do, or like somebody let them down, or like they put a
Mhm.
lot of like what they wanted was like a big transformation. And so even though they might have seen like in a previous program some changes, they like didn't get the like what was
Too
that
much
show? The
expectations. Yes.
Swan.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean,
And
it's definitely gonna work, but you have to put in the work. That's the other thing, is like sometimes people want to just like put money towards the problem
Mhm.
and then like, oh, now it's your problem. It's like, no, that's not
Yeah.
how it works. Unfortunately, like we need to work together. So
And part of the whole trusting the process is eh, we want you to feel truly comfortable with us. So that's why we do offer a lot of free things. We do these lives every week, and we, have our 3-day reset, which is totally free, which is coming up. We have classes here and there that we offer that are free, and we do the free consultation. So it's like it's a lot for you to get all your answers that you need for you to be like, oh, they're the real deal, as in they really care. I get their vibe and I love the system and I get why it's so different. And it's a clear answer and a clear trusting of the process instead of just let me just follow this diet plan for a little and see if it works kind of thing. Okay, so let's move on to the second fear is like I don't have enough time. You know, time is a factor for a lot of people. And to be real, Stace, like sometimes it's not good timing, right? Like like when someone says to me, like, I'm in the process of moving, I'm getting a new job, and like my life's so crazy. I'm taking care of my mom and the hospital. Like, I'm like, yeah, like you take care of you, like the essentials right now. I'm like, you're not quite ready to like really extend yourself into a program where you're committed to something. So there's those situations. But in general, majority of people, they're so motivated that they're going to put some time aside. Now the good news is that like for our program, you don't need a ton of time. It's more like really mental like commitment. And like I feel like the best news of all, Stace, is that like once you do follow like a way that gets you organized and you're menu planning on a regular basis, you have so much extra time.
we do hear that from people.
Like it's so
People
fabulous to
people go,
simplify
"Oh my
life.
gosh, this is so much easier. I don't feel as chaotic." So, when
Mhm.
people really follow the organizational piece, they have a clearer mind and they have more time and everything is more laid out. So that's fantastic when that happens.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
just that whole, like, imagine it's so possible, like, and it is, Stacey and I, really try to nail this down regularly, but it's like, what your week looks like. It's going to be a busy week. You planned ahead for it. Nothing crazy where you're not prepping a ton, but you have a plan. After a long day at work, like, you already know what you're going to be making for dinner. You have the ingredients. It's already defrosted something. Like, it's simple. Like, you really should be in control of your menu planning each week. And when you do the exercise piece with people, you're definitely helping them to work out smarter, not harder. So it's usually less time working out instead of more time, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So we covered, just kind of the overall fear of, like, will it work? Will I, be successful? And do I have the time? And then the last part, which is tricky, is money. I just chatted with two people the last few days that I was, like, in love with, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know we can help you, and I know exactly how we can, and I just felt like we were so on the same page, so ready, and then it was just like, no, can't afford it. Like, I have to take care of this bill or this, and it makes me sad. Like, I really do get a little bit connected with new people that we meet, and how, like, excited I get when I know that we can truly help them to make their life so much easier and better and healthier for their next chapter. Um, but money is definitely a factor that we see all the time. I think the question, like, where we got to put it into perspective, is just like, how much is your health? Like, how much is that worth for you?
Yeah.
Um,
It's the money issue is multifactorial, right? And it's coming from two different sides, right? So on the side of the client, it's like, yeah, how much is your health worth? How much is it going to save you in the long run between medical bills and pills and appointments? It's going to save you time. It's going to save you all this sort of stuff. It's going to save you worry. It's going to save you all sorts of stuff if you invest in it. The other thing too is that then sometimes people try and find other things that are like a little less expensive, and then the quality is not there, and then you end up spending even more money because
mhm.
it's like then you come back, or you're trying to like piece a bunch of different programs together, like, oh, I'm going to hire a personal trainer, and then I'm going to hire this, and then I'm going to hire that, and you're
And
trying
no
to push
one's
piece everything
connecting.
together, and none of it's connected, none of it's like meshing, and then you're like, okay, now you've really not made any progress, and you've actually spent more money than actually getting the thing done in the first place. And
Mhm.
it's like, if you've ever had a coach for anything, it's like, okay, say you want to learn a sport, right? Say you want to like learn how to rock climb. Okay. So you go to the gym, and what, you just sort of like ask some people like, hey, can you belay and kind of teach me some stuff? But then you don't really have like a plan or whatever. You don't have a structure. You don't have somebody teaching you the safety things. You don't have somebody teaching, like spotting you, telling you how to do things, and you're not going to keep with it.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Or any sport, or like financial planning, or like learning something, or
Especially
like,
something that's complicated.
yeah, like
Like,
say you
our
want to learn,
body and our hormone system,
yeah,
complicated. Uh-huh.
right. Or like you even just want to learn the guitar. It's like you're just not going to stick with it if you're just if there's no feedback, if there's no somebody
Or
answering your questions, if it's not interesting, and you're just trying to do YouTube videos or something, it's just not
Mhm.
going to work. So that's the client side. And then it's like, people might say like, well, why do you charge so much? And the thing is like, we have different stratas, and actually in the industry, we don't charge that much. But I mean, you have a degree in nutrition, you're an RD. That's like, if you guys are going to other nutritionists can't
Mhm.
actually prescribe food, and you can,
Yeah.
because you have
Mhm.
the highest degree. You know what I mean? I have a master's in kinesiology. Like, I'm a certified health coach. Like, we do the work. We've been doing this forever.
And we're
And
both on the
then
same page of
and
exactly
we're
how to be healing for the
communicating.
metabolism, which is like,
Yeah.
no
I mean,
one talks that language. Uh-huh.
yeah, and we're really invested in like you, right? And
Mhm.
then we have families we need to support, and we have other staff members that have families they need to support, and like it's like, we're not going to do that for
Community.
you for free. Sorry.
Mhm.
Like, it's
We offer
just,
tons
we
for
have
free.
so much free stuff.
Yes, but
that
it
you can
really
get.
is to give you the baseline, the foundation for you
Yeah.
understanding of like what decision you really, what is the
Yeah.
next step for you.
And
And
unfortunately,
people aren't always a fit for us, and that is
yeah.
totally fine. We
And
definitely want to be on the same page about it.
the thing is too, if something isn't of value to you, you're not going to commit to it.
No, no, and that comes down to like, how much is your health really worth? To me,
Yeah.
I mean, just to feel confident with my everyday choices, to feel confident in my body, to know like with 100% certainty, I am on the right path every day and that like I feel amazing in my body. Like it is beyond money. Like I literally, no lie, would pay like $1 million and be in debt to feel the way that I do. Like I love it. And so it's people just don't value it the same, and that's fine. It all depends where you are in your journey. So it's a good question to ask yourself, like, how much do I really value good health and confidence and being in control every day and feeling, not just good in your body, but in your mind as well. It's a
And I
really,
think, unfortunately, the money thing comes back to the first fear is if this is going to work.
Mhm.
Meaning you don't want to invest because you don't believe it's going to work,
Yeah,
and
100%.
or you don't know how good you can feel, or you
Yeah,
don't know, you know what I mean? It's like if you don't know how good you can feel, then why would you invest? Because you don't believe it.
yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's a
That's why
whole,
like my heart's like just so like
yeah.
ready for people who want to be helped. And it's so exciting to be in that stage of life. Like it's sometimes like a bad stage in life where people are just like, I'm stuck, I'm in a bad place kind of thing. To me, that's such an exciting place. Sometimes you have to hit a little low down bottom for you to like want help. And then it's like, oh, it gets, as long as you're supported and you find the right path and people who really care and, the right system is going to be personalized for you, it can be a beautiful journey and the whole rest of your life can look different. So definitely sign up for the 3 day. That's a nice freebie. But beyond that, like I said, we do our metabolism mastery call, which is like a 30 to 45-minute call where we connect with you and get to know you. So you can just always message us and just say, I'd like to set up that call. And we are happy to get you in the books and, just chat and figure out if you're a good fit.
Yep.
Okay, everyone. Awesome. Thank you for joining us and everyone take care.
Bye.
Bye.